These troops you can see over here, they are Russian airborne forces. They have taken this airport. They've allowed us to come in and be with them as they defend the perimeter of this air base here, where helicopter-borne troops, these troops, were landed in the early hours of this morning.
Putin and Xi Jinping, they perceive the West as a declining power. They view the West as weak and stupid, infantile and decadent, thoroughly parasitized by a mercenary virtual elite class that seems more than happy to wage an internal war on their own physical classes, you and I. The internal war was on full display in Canada. The internal war was on full display with Joe Biden's vaccine mandate, Joe Biden's open border, Joe Biden's Afghanistan collapse. And what you are experiencing right now is the actions of the most evil people on earth. We do not condone them. We are disgusted by what we see in Ukraine. We want peace and happiness for all people. We want strong men to create good times. We do not want weak men to create bad times. Bad times is what you are seeing now. If you want to know why this is all happening, it's because it happens in cycles throughout human history. Predictable cycles based on natural law, based on that maxim that human beings have a nature to them, and that nature is given to us by God, and that nature moves in cycles. William Strauss wrote a book called The Fourth Turning that will predict America's future. We've read it, and we think it is fascinating, and we believe that we are in the fourth turning. Strauss bases his vision on American history on a look back of the last 500 years. A distinct pattern emerges. Modern history moves in cycles, each one lasting the length of a human life. Each composed of 4 eras. The turnings is each era. The last 20 years always arrive in the same order. The fourth turning, where we are now. The authors illustrate these cycles with analysis of the World War II period. First comes a high period of confident expansion. This would be known as the 1920s, where the old world was swept away, the roaring 20s. Next comes the awakening, time of spiritual exploration and rebellion against the now established order. Then comes the unraveling and an increased troubled era, which individualism triumphs over the crumbling institutions, and last comes crisis, the fourth turning, when society passes through a great perilous gate of history. Together, the four turnings are comprised of history's seasonal rhythms of growth, maturation, entropy, and rebirth. The generations are broken down like this. The last fourth turning was World War II. After World War II was 20 years of relative peace and rebirth. Then came the era of rebellion, the 80s and 90s, against the now established order, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Then the unraveling happens, and increased trouble begins, the 2000s. We are now in the year 2020. Now we are in the year of the fourth turning. This is what we live in today, and what historians would call an era of crisis. That is what you are watching on your screen. I will show you now what crisis looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening in Russia is horrific. Here, the images on your screen, we will play for you. The Ukraine skyline from last night. What you can see in the Ukraine skyline last night, mushroom clouds. Look at the size of the explosion. Shocking. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth turning. Russia leveled a full-scale invasion of Ukraine last night, with dozens of cities attacked. This is what the firefight looked like. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free and it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, and it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.